everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Find Your Joy, and I'm Joy. You found me. Y'all, hello. It is Friday night, and this is take 3 for recording this video. So hopefully the squirrels will get together and get in a line. Or is it in a row? No, those are ducks. No, that was yesterday. I don't know. It's Friday, and that means it is card night at Joy's. So what is card night at Joy's? Well, this is me working my way through 3 card decks of granny squares. So the first one I bought is this granny square card deck that is a counterfeit. This is a counterfeit. I got this from Temu. I was thinking, oh, everyone's doing the granny squares. I want to get a box. So me being the bargain hunter that I am, I ordered it from Temu. And I got it, and then it came, I think I got it like in December. And then over Christmas break, I took the box with me, and I took my Cotton Premier home cotton yarns in 6 colors because I wanted to do rainbow colors. And I took them with me to my daughter's for Christmas break. And I made my first square. I videotaped it and everything. And then as I was doing some more research, I found out that these aren't Claire's patterns in here. These were not the original Claire Montgomery patterns. They are counterfeit. So I went ahead and ordered the real Granny Square card deck by Claire Montgomery. And then I was talking to a friend at work, and she had the flower card deck. So I went ahead and ordered it as well. So now I am going to work my way through all 3 of these boxes by making 1 square from each box a week. So 3 granny squares every week. And we are already up to week 18. I know, it's crazy. So last week, the way I pick the cards, in case you're new here, hi, welcome, is I take the counterfeit ones because those are the first ones. And what I did that first night to pick out a card is I just shuffled them all up and I pick out a random card. So that is what I'm still doing to pick them. And then I take the corresponding number because all of the cards have a number on them. And so I take the same card and pull it out of the other 2 decks. And this week, well, last Friday, I drew number 5. So the number 5 cards are the 80 Stitch Classic Square, which I'll explain later how I changed this one. The original card deck is just the 2 color granny square, so that's a really easy one. And then the flower is the mallow flower. It's either mallow or mallow. It's Mallow, like a marshmallow. So now what I need to do is go back to earlier in this week when I picked out the colors from my yarn wall over here. So let's go do that. It's time to pick colors to make the squares. Yay! So we've got our little pumpkin here. And we have the numbers from our solids, our acrylics. And these are going to be for the 2 original Claire Montgomery, 1 flower, 1 regular squares. And then we'll pick our cottons out of the drawer over here where they are sitting. It's a pretty orange kitty. Good morning. Can I have a kiss? Hey. Oh, she's like, I want on your lap. Of course you do. Of course course you do. All right. All right, so as a reminder, the squares that we are making this week for the OG Claire Montgomery square, 2 colors. So I'm going to go with this one and this one. So I got number 1 and number 20. Oh, and she is down. So number 1 and number 20 is, oh, I thought I had written them in here. Did I write them in here? All right, hold on. I knew I had written them down somewhere, but I put them in this little book for some reason. You would think I would have put them in my granny square book, but that probably would have made way too much sense. All right, so I don't remember which one I pulled out first. Was it 1 or 20? I pulled out 20 first because I showed 1. All right, so number 20 is blue. All right, so this is, the center is blue. And number 1 is lime green. So 2 colors for the 2-color square. Wow, funny how that works out. All right, so next is the mallow. Anyways, it has 5 colors. So we have number 7. Oh, I didn't put a line on these. We're going to go with, that's not how I draw my 9s. So that's a 6. 7, 6. Okay. 8. These are really mixed up, I promise. 9. Y'all, I am seriously, they are mixed up. All right, the last one. 18. That's hilarious. So 7, 6, 8, 9 is 7 is the premier turquoise. Number 6 is bright yellow. Number 8 is light apricot. And I'm going to have to stop at some Dollar Trees because I'm down to my last little one of that one. Number 9 is the Gifted Peachy. You know, Sam, you might have been right. I should have separated them out of the bin. But who knew that each time I drew these numbers, they would be together. And the last number, number 18, is Blue Wave. All right. And then for our cotton square, set these to the side. This one, because I'm going to have to do an extra round on this square to make it fit with the others, I'm going to do all 6 colors because this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think they have the last color. Their last round is just singles, and they have it as a different color. Maybe. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do 6 rounds. So I'm going to need 6 colors. So these I'm just pulling out of the bin as they are. So we've got, starting in the middle with yellow, green, red. I'm stuck. This purple keeps catching. It says, I want to go. Orange. Blue. And then last is purple. All right, so we're using all of these. All right, so we know all these colors because they're the same ones every week on our cotton squares. But let me go grab the others and show you what they'll look like together. All right, I have returned last week's colors to the wall hanging here and picked this week's. So we have for our 2-color square, blue and lime green. And then for our mallow, we have bright yellow, blue wave, turquoise, light apricot, and our peachy that was gifted to us, and I have no idea what color it is. So yeah, all right. So now all we got to do is make some squares. All right, well now you know what colors I picked. Do you want to see the squares that are done? All right, so first one I'm going to show you is from the original Granny Square card deck, and it is the 2-color square. And you saw that we picked the blue and the lime green. So here is that square. And then the flower card deck, the mallow card, is the turquoise premier, the bright yellow, the light apricot, that peachy color that I don't know actually what it is because it was a gifted one to me, and blue wave. Now, I think this is the second time in a row, maybe not in a week, but that the colors with this peachy and the light apricot were drawn simultaneously. And I know Sam told me I shouldn't have put them so close together in the bin, but they're already numbered, and that's where they're staying. So let's see how many times the fates have us put those two together. They are different, but not by a lot. I mean, the further away they are, they kind of look the same, but up close, you can see that this one is a little darker than that one. Hello, sir. We're filming right now. I love you. Thank you. All right. And then the last square is the 80 stitch classic square. But a lot of the squares in this deck, the counterfeit one, are 112 square, 112 stitch squares. So I went ahead and adjusted this square by adding another row of granny stitches to make it so that it is comparable to the other squares that I have already made, because all of these are going to go into one project from the counterfeit card deck. And then the original and the flowers, these are all going to go into one project together. So there'll be 100 squares in that project. And then I'll do something with the 50. If we, I don't know if I'll have to like add in a couple to make it, because 50, I could either do, I'm not even going to math right now because it is too late to math. The brain says, don't you dare. All right, so here is just the regular classic granny square for the counterfeit deck. So now the counterfeit deck, I did find out that they did also steal all of those patterns. They stole the box and the label to make it look like it's the Claire Montgomery one, but they stole the patterns from this book, which is the Granny Square Source Book. This does have 100 Granny Squares in it, but only 50 of them are here in this card deck. So I went ahead and bought this so I didn't have to feel any guilt or anything for trying to go the cheap way out. Going the cheap way out cost me a lot more because then I ended up getting that deck and this book, but I'm really enjoying making the Granny Squares. I know, it's crazy. All right, so now that I have shown you this week's squares, I'm going to try and make a thumbnail by holding them all up and giving you a cheesy grin. All right, so let's see if we can do this. I can't, I've got the camera setting up too high. Dang it. All right, one more try. Perfect. All right, y'all. I'm such a goofball. Right? But you love me. I'm a lovable goofball. I hope so. Anyways. All right. So now that we have those out of the way, it is time to pick our squares for next week. So the way we do it, I'm going to shuffle these up. These are the counterfeit card decks cards. And I shuffle them every week, every time. So there is no way that I know what's coming, what order they're in. I'm not, nope. So we'll go ahead and fan out the cards. All right, so that they are facing you guys. All right, so let's see. Last time I think I went this side of the hand. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to pick one right near the bottom. And we're going to pick this one. All right. Do we have a pretty one? Of course we do, because they're all pretty. I haven't found one yet that... I have had some that are hard to do, but... Oh. Kisses. This is the Kisses square. Oh, it's just an X with some... Oh. Okay. I would show you the chart, but let's see if that's gonna focus. You can see I've got some extended stitches there that are gonna drop down. And this looks interesting. It doesn't start with a magic ring or a chain 4. Huh. That is going to be... That's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to see how to do that. But that's just going to be 2 colors. And, let's see. Number 13. Lucky 13. All right, so 13 is the Kisses square from the counterfeit deck. So let's go to number 13 out of the original Granny Square deck. All right, 10, 11, 12. All right, here we go. Oh, number 13 is the Stripe square. Okay, another one that doesn't start with a magic ring or square. It doesn't. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what the flower deck holds for us for number 13. It is... Oh, this one is definitely starting in the middle. This one is the Coreopsis. That one is pretty. I like those flower petals here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors for the coreopsis that we'll have to pick. And 6. Those two look the same and white. So there's 7 or 8 with this one. I think the top and bottom two are the same color, but then all the colors in the middle. And then it has a white border. I don't think I have white. I don't have white as one of my options on my solid acrylic yarns. So that is not, mine's not going to be white. All right, and then only 2 colors on this one. So here's next week's cards. All right, y'all. Okay. I like that. These two are different than normal squares. I mean, it's still the granny stitch, but you're not starting in the middle and working your way out. And this one, I'm very curious to see how this one's going to work out. All right, X marks the spot. All right, well, y'all, I think, I'm trying to think. I did film my, look up, wait, I know, squirrels. But, so this is 14 in the original card deck. So we go from this stripe to the diagonal stripe. So that's kind of, that is going to be like our, very similar to our Duck Duck dishcloth that we did yesterday. Kind of a corner to corner. Yeah, that's what that's going to be. Okay. All right, so that's not next week. Well, who knows? It could be. We don't know what the fates will draw for us next week. But this week, we're doing number 13. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my coffee in somewhere in this video. This is going to be I will tell you, this is the 3rd time I had to film this because first one, I just jumped right in and then started showing the squares and I didn't pick the colors. And it's like, wait, no. How do y'all know what colors I'm doing? I picked them, but y'all didn't see them. So now you do. So there we go. So, so stick around. If you've already seen the coffee, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, watch. It's really good. I just kind of filmed my POV looking at the coffee stuff because the boss was on the phone and I just made it, and I will like put music over it or something because I'm not going to say, hey boss, get off the phone. I got to, make my coffee, my YouTube here. It's for the content. Duh. All right. So coffee and the chaos is just forever. And the crochet. So all that's missing are cats. Trix did make a quick appearance during filming, which I'm surprised that I only had to tell him to get down once and he left, and I'm not going to jinx it. So, but all right, I'm going to see if I can get some cute cat. Who do I watch that does the cat tax? She puts the pet tax or cat tax. Anyways, she puts pictures or videos of her kitties at the end. So I'm going to take a page out of her book and I'll do the same thing. So I'll just show you some cute kitties at the end. So I'm going to say bye now. But like I said, this is kind of going to be disjointed because I'm going to put my coffee in and I got a blooper to add in, and cats and stuff from the volunteer banquet tonight. So yeah, it's craziness. Y'all, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that your Friday is a fabulous one, that you have had a great week. If you have had a rough week, y'all, I love you guys. And I would give you a hug. If you're a hugger, I'm a hugger to a point, right? Um, but I know some of my friends are going through some things right now. And I want to send out good vibes, healing vibes, loving vibes, relaxing vibes. Just, I want to send out joy vibes to y'all. If you need them, please take them and use them as you need them. All right, guys, I love all of y'all. I thank you so much for hanging out with me, putting up with my crazy randomness, and you are loved by me, by everybody. Y'all, I know that was not the right word to say, but you know what? I love you, and that's what matters. And you need to love yourself because you're fabulous. You are. You're amazing. You are doing strong, good things. All right, guys, I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Go out, have a great day, make it a great day, and find your joy. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Mwah! Bye.
And go. Ooh, ooh, ah.
Thank you, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Next to each other in the wall over here with my yarns, and I just realized I am going to re-record this because I didn't stop to pick out my colors.